this view, we're going to go ahead and have another view. So we need to have our counter for the quantity. Okay. So this view, we're going to make it a row. So we need to have our style. Yeah, okay. This is wrong. Put the style in the wrong view. It's supposed to be this view that we have down here. So we're going to have flex direction. So for flex direction, we're going to go with a row, right? After that, we're just going to justify content space between, right? And then we're going to give it a margin top of 20. You want to create a little bit of space between the text input field and the component that we're going to have inside of our view. So here we're going to give it a 20. So right after that, let's go ahead and work inside of our view. So inside of our view, we're going to have a text. So for our text, we're going to give it a style, and the style has to be the same as the style that we give our titles. Okay. So here we need to put this in an array. So first we need to access our styles, and then we're going to get the title. Add a comma, we have braces. Inside of the braces, we're going to have margin bottom. We need to give it a margin bottom of 10. So let's just go ahead, have something random here. Okay, so that's going to be our text. Okay, so this text, it should be quantity. Okay, like that. That's supposed to be quantity, and on the other end, we're supposed to have a counter. So we're supposed to create a counter. So let's go to our components. Inside of our components folder, we're going to create a new component, and we're going to call it counter. And it has to be a JSX file. Okay, so we have our component. Now we need to go ahead and just style it and create the related functions to this counter. So first, we're going to require props here. We're going to require the counter count, and we're going to require set count. We don't want to do we don't want to set count within the prop, but we want to set it in the page, the food page. Okay. So here we're going to just pass them as props. That's why we have these state variables. Okay. Okay. So back to our counter. So right on top, we're just going to go ahead and create the functions. So the first function is to increment. So we're going to have const increment. Okay. And the spelling of increment is a little bit wrong. So it's supposed to be increment. So when we're incrementing, we have to start from 1, not from 0. Okay. So here, our count is already 1. So what we can do, we can call the set count, and we can say count, which is this count that we have, plus 1. That's going to be our increment, and we need to create another one to decrement. Okay, so here it's supposed to be decrement like that. So to decrement, we're going to have a condition. If count, then we're going to subtract. If count is greater than 1, that's only when we are supposed to decrement. If it is, it shouldn't go below 1. Okay, because quantity shouldn't be 0, otherwise we won't be able to calculate our price. Because if you multiply any number by 0, that number, like the number, automatically becomes 0. So this number shouldn't go below 1. Okay, so that's it for our functions. So now we need to work in this view. So in this view, first we're going to have a style. We need to have a style. Okay, so for style, we're going to use flex direction. We have to make this a row. After that, we need to justify content. So we're going to justify content with flex start. We want everything to be aligned to the start. Okay, so that's all that we need to do. Right underneath, we're going to require 2 icons, a text in the middle, and then another icon. So here we're going to use end design as our icon. It's supposed to be end design. Okay, so it's going to be a closed component. Here we need to import end design right here on top. So let's go ahead and do that. End design, and our end design is going to come from export vector icons. It's supposed to be slash vector icons, something like that. So we're going to require the name of the icon first. So our name is going to be, the first one is going to be minus, like that, minus circle O, and we need to give it a little bit of size. So the size is going to be 26 for this one. And for color, we're going to go ahead and give it colors.primary. So make sure that the colors have been imported while you're doing this. So this color has to be imported right here on top. Okay. And here I'm going to have on press, since it's minus, I'm going to call decrement. Okay, like that. So that's going to be our first. So we can just copy this and paste it below. Some like that. Okay. And right in the middle, we're going to have a text component. Let's close it in the middle of our, not in the middle, but our text is going to be the count, like that. So here it's supposed to be plus. Okay, so we're going to use plus for the other one, and we need to add a little bit of style. So here first, let's go ahead and have our style. So for our style, we're going to have font family. For font family, we're going to have regular. Okay, after that, we're going to have the font size. Our size has to be a little bit bigger, so we are going to give it a size of 18. And margin top, we're going to give it, so margin top is empty, and we're going to give it a 1 here, like that. So we need to hook it up here. Okay, we just want to see how it looks. If there are any changes that we need to make, then we can go ahead and do that. So right after this text, that's where we are going to put our counter. So here we need to have our counter. Okay, our counter is a closed component, and we're going to require count, and our count is equals to count, and here set count is equals to set count. So these are the state variables that we created before, right on top. This one, yeah, the one on top. So let's go ahead and save. So that's going to be it, but we need a little bit of space between the, here we need to give our text a little bit of breathing space. Yeah, okay. So instead of 18, let's try to go with 20. That'll do. Instead of using regular, let's go with medium. I like that. Okay, so this is decrement. We didn't change the function. So here it's supposed to be increment. Okay, let's save that. So if we press, our count is going up and our price is going up. Okay, so it shouldn't go below 1 because we want to keep our price. Okay, so that's it. We're done with that part. Next, we're going to focus on our button here.